Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask John Hood and Chris Fitzsimon. This week, Governor Cooper vetoed a bill that would require courts to notify boards of elections about potential jurors who were disqualified because they weren't citizens. Now, the bill says these persons should be removed from voter registration rolls. At the same time, he signed into law a bill that would increase punishments for absentee ballot rule violators and also restores last Saturday voting. Give us your reaction to these starting with the removal of persons who aren't citizens from voter rolls. I didn't think non-citizens could register to vote.
Well, they're not supposed to. The argument is that if you've been disqualified from a jury because you're not a citizen, then you shouldn't be on the voter rolls. That seems very straightforward. I agree with that. We've actually recently had cases in North Carolina of non-citizens
who voted
being prosecuted for, or being pursued, maybe prosecuted for voter fraud because they voted. So that is a real issue. It's not hundreds, it's not thousands, but there are some that have been prosecuted. There probably are hundreds potentially that might be doing it. I'm not sure it would be into the thousands or tens of thousands, but it's something worth taking a precaution against. The governor's argument, the left's argument is, well, some of those folks may have been non-citizens when they were excused from juries, but then later they became citizens and they might get caught up, or there might be two names that are similar.
So there was no time limit set on this bill?
But my view is that that's an argument. I mean, the bill was not an automated system. It was a system of notification and then action. I think they could have worked this out and they could have made this work. I think the governor should not have vetoed that bill.
Did Cooper do the right thing?
Yeah, he did do the right thing. And John's last comment is telling me they could have worked this out. They should have worked it out before the bill was passed, before they sent it to his desk. This was an appeal to people who were, and John's not one of them, to his credit, that think there are thousands of people voting every year who are illegal. The president says it all the time, who are undocumented immigrants, which is simply not true. There's a lot of problems, not just that people could become citizens. You mentioned John mentioned the problem of double names. Remember, after the 2016 election, Pat McCrory's campaign was accusing people of double voting or not voting. It turns out some of them were, the names were wrong. There's all sorts of problems. Then there's the problems of allowing political and third parties to get these lists and go after people who are undocumented immigrants. There is a way to address this problem. If it's a problem, the General Assembly, I don't think, was interested in that. I think they were interested in having a campaign issue to get the governor to veto this, and I think he was right to do it. And now they're going to claim, there was even some Republican staff member last week, I think it was a staff member on Twitter, saying the governor's inviting foreign influence in North Carolina elections, which is absurd and silly. But I think that's the kind of rhetoric you're going to see around the veto.
Well, it goes to the state of the state in North Carolina. I mean, we're mirroring what's taking place so far as the rest of the nation is concerned. What about the Saturday voting? There was a pretty good consensus.
It was a consensus, and it was enacted, partly because there were absentee ballot reforms in the same bill.
Right. I don't think that was controversial at all. That was a good idea.
All right. Well, thanks for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.